Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. It's Rory Neary here, and I'm going to continue with the Premier League project today. The first session was a bit of a marathon, but this one should be a little bit more straightforward. So the objective of this session is to identify the match number that's currently being played, and we're going to use a bit of DAX in order to find that. So if we look at the visuals we've got, the general idea is that obviously this is, however many matches they've played, it might be 37 or 36 or whatever it is. But if we can pull out the match number, then what we can do is we can start filtering on the match numbers. So we could effectively run the league from matches 10 to 15, etc., etc. So that's the reason why we're going to do this. So if I refer us to the table that we've landed here, as I say, the objective is for us to work out, is this their third match, their ninth match, whatever it might be. And effectively, if we imagine this is I'm just going to fire up Excel here. All we're really doing is it's just filtering a table and counting the number of rows that are in that table. So in the case of the in the case of Everton, what I'm just going to do is to show within Excel effectively what we're doing. So if I paste this table in here, then really what we're doing is I'm going to turn this into a table. You don't really need to follow along with this. Effectively what we're doing is we're saying, okay, great, well, what's the team? The team is Everton, and then we are going to sort on the oldest to newest, and so effectively what we can see here is this is match 1, match 2, match 3. You can see the countdown there counting up. So if we just run it down to the bottom, then they would currently be on match number 37. So what we're going to do is see whether or not we can get that working in Power BI using DAX. I'm just going to do a quick copy of this, pop it in there, paste special values, and then just do 1 equals equals that plus 1. Okay, so drag that down. That didn't work. Okay, equals that plus 1. Okay, drag that down. Yeah, so we should be able to see these correspond. So here we go. We're going to go into the Power BI file, into the tables, and we're going to right click. We can right click anywhere really, and I'm going to put new column. So notice I'm going to do a new column rather than a new measure. This is because we will want to filter on this at a later date. So I'm going to call this column match number. Okay, match number. So what we're looking to do is to take this table and essentially filter it down. So the first thing I want to do is do count rows, and it's the PL results, and hit the go button. So what we're going to see here is that what it's effectively doing is saying how many matches have been played by all teams. So if we're looking down here, we can see that 714 rows, that's as many games as have been played. So we haven't got the DAX quite right at this point in time. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put a filter on this. So we're going to first of all put filter count rows, and then a comma. In fact, the way in which Yeah, it's not going to love me. Let's just get this right. Yeah, it's a counter of, sorry, just count rows of filter, count rows of filter PL results, and we do not need that bracket there. Filter PL results, comma, and what's our filter expression? Well, we want to initially just look at, you know, the team, whether or not it's Everton or whatever it might be. So we are going to say that team equals PL results, and we're going to go team again. Now, this this to be fair was what I did initially, and it doesn't actually work. So we'll see that we're going to come up with just a series of ones here. Yeah, well, not a series of ones. In fact, it's actually just it's not performing any filter at all. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pop in a we're going to pop in a new function called earlier, and what that's going to do, it's going to look outside the current context so that we're actually filtering on the team that's noted here. So if we do press the go button on this, then what we're actually getting is it's not quite what we want. We've actually got a filter, but every time that we see Everton or whomever it might be, we're going to find the same number, because it's at this point in time we've not made it clever enough to distinguish between the date that the date that's taking place. So here we go, 36, wonderful, and this earlier function is quite important within this calculation. So not only do we need earlier to work out the right team, but we also need the date. Now, I'm deliberately making every mistake in the book. So the natural way of progressing this might be to then go, well, if that's the case, then what we need to do is to add in another filter, which I guess you could do. And you'd probably put a comma in there, and you'd probably say PL results, and then date is less than or equal to earlier, and then PL less than or equal to earlier. PL, it doesn't like this because we haven't written it correctly. Results date. Now this won't work because and that's why we're getting the squigglies, because you can only put in one condition here, and what we're effectively doing is two. So the way to put two conditions here is to put and. So in actual fact, you can only get, I think you can only get two conditions in here, but we actually only need two, so that's good. So it's PL results, and that should be 16, 17. So what we've done now is we're saying, well, filter this to so the team is right, which we knew we got right, and also filter it so the date is correct. So pop that filter in, throw another few brackets in here, and press the go button. And so what we're seeing here is we can see we're getting all sorts of numbers here. So what I'm going to do is, just to prove that we've got it right, I'm going to right click. I'm going to do I'll do, first of all, I'll do sort ascending, and then I'll do on the team sort ascending. So we should, I'll kind of hoping that we've actually got it in the right order by hook or by crook. So Everton versus Tottenham. Okay, it isn't in the right order, but nevertheless. So what we should be able to do is spot check some of these. So the first match of the season was Everton versus Tottenham on the 13th of August. The 14th match of the season was Everton versus Man United. So if we refer back to this, we're saying the 14th is Everton versus Man United. So it's actually got that right. So that's, yeah, so in my world, I'm kind of happy with that. If I do a sort descending on this, what we should see, it should make sense in terms of when it catches up, that we're seeing obviously it go lower and lower, but also that we can see it's the most recent matches are the ones with the highest values in. So there we go. So we're not quite finished there. We need to we want to make use of this. So all I'm going to do is, I'm not really too worried about presentation here. I'm going to pop a filter in, and we've got our match number. We're going to drag the filter into here, and now what we can do is we can do the season from match 14 onwards. What we can see is that Chelsea were still in the lead. But actually what might be interesting is if we just go from maybe, let's say 36 onwards, and we just sort of run it for, let's go 26 to 36, and we just see West Ham have had a bad run. Middlesbrough, Sunderland, well, they were going out. In actual fact, Hull had quite a good run. But that wasn't good enough because the first chunk of their season didn't go very well at all. So if we kind of maybe run the season from 1 to 25, I'm kind of guessing we're going to have Hull pretty low on the table there. So yeah, so it gives you a bit of a sense as to how the season's progressed. So yeah, thanks for taking a look at this. I hope you find it useful. I will refer you to the excellent videos on these functions of filter and earlier, that Ruth has done from Curwell, because without those it would have been a heck of a lot more difficult for me to put this together. Anyway, thanks very much, and see you next time. Make sure you give me a like, it would be great, and let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.